Oh, okay. Yeah, if it. Well, yeah. All I said was big duff, and like that had a lot. Like, huh? Like what? Like, you know, like I'm not speaking foreign language. All right, Shalom. This is the ISUPK on the commanding general. Today's class is Thursday scripture breakdown class where we break down the Bible. So, yeah, have any questions? Please feel free to submit online. To John 16, God social well. Do you believe that?
Salaki, sir, if I could, I can't really hear your mic very well.
What's up? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How about now?
yeah, that's better. That's better, sir.
All right. So, if you believe that Gentiles can be saved, meaning non-Israelites, in this scripture breakdown class, bring it right here, and we will show you that the Gentiles in the Bible, in many of the cases, are Israelites, man. That lost their identity is not physical non-Israelites. They were just called that by how they lived. So
Right.
in scripture breakdown class, we can show you that. So in the UK, we do have a school. The address is 394 Lodge Road, postcode B18 5PW, and it's in Birmingham. So if you're in the if you're around here, you know what I mean, why not be in here? If you're not, obviously you can watch online on the YouTube ISUPK United Kingdom, and on the Facebook ISUPK United Kingdom, and you know what I mean. So you can watch us online, and then from the school we teach classes 4 times a week. So on the Monday you got the history class by Officer Karafi, great historian, man, breaking down the history. You don't want to miss that, man. Black soldiers that fought in World War I and the Second World War, and you know what I mean. Lots of British history that many of us in the UK don't know, and you'll learn it on the history class. Then we got the Brotherhood class done by Officer Shamgar. That class is online again on the YouTube and the Facebook ISUPK United Kingdom. So you don't want to miss that, man. Then Wednesday, you got the law class by Officer Dumgabar. He goes into the law, man. The class he done yesterday was excellent, man, about the natural disasters. If you missed it, then it's online. You can watch it again, man. And I recommend that you do watch it, man. Just like the history class, just like the Brotherhood class. If you missed it, watch it, man. It's what they're there for, man. If you want to learn, then you know what you got to do. If you missed it, watch him. Then today, you got the Thursday scripture breakdown class, where this class, it is what it is. It's a scripture breakdown class, meaning any scriptures that you need broken down, then this is the place, man. If you've been, reading the Bible, there's a verse you don't understand, then you ask. You know what I mean? Then we got the Friday radio show on the ends. Powerful radio show. We have Captain Mashak in the radio as well, man. You know what I mean? It's good, man. Again, if you missed last week's one, watch it online, man. Went into everything relevant going on in the UK, man. Just like the week before, and just like the week before, man. Then on the Saturday, we have the Sir Abbott class. That's at 12 o'clock, where we read out of the law in the Lashawan Kodash, the holy language, the Hebrew. Then we'll translate it into the English. So that's what we got going on. And you know what I mean. Also, you know what I mean. Watch our camp recordings as well, man. You know what I mean. We're on the Birmingham High Street, on the Brixton High Street, and once this lockdown's off, we're gonna be back out there, man. We're gonna be doing what we've been doing. which is waking up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what we do right here, man. Class, at I.S.U.P.K, we teach that blacks and Hispanics, we are the real Israelites, man. Meaning, in the Bible, it talks more about us than Muhammad.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Shalom.
Lord, y'all was a thought. I think, yeah. So,
We're back up. Just a small technical difficulty, man. So anyone who's new into a class, like I said before, man, we teach that blacks and Hispanics are the real Israelites. In the Bible, everyone knows about that race of people, the Israelites, from the parting of the Red Sea, from Exodus. You know what I mean? Even in another philosophy, a religion, everyone knows about the Jews. If you follow Islam, in the Quran, it talks more about us than Muhammad, man. In the Quran, you can look it up. You know what I mean? The words Israelis, Jews, Israelites are more in there than Muhammad's own name, man.
right.
That's
Everyone knows about this people of God that are, you know what I mean, that are so great, man.
mm,
And guess what? That's us, man. In the ghettos of the UK, suffering. In my side, dying and suffering. In the
mm,
West Midlands, dying and suffering. In the East Midlands, dying and suffering, man. In Liverpool, dying and suffering. You know what I mean? And we suffer because we're not following God's laws, man.
Right.
mm,
And that's what we teach. So of course, there's a lot than just what I said. But you know what I mean? For those of you that are watching the class and it's your first time, then this is what we do explain in the class. And of course we go into lots of other things as well. So don't be shy. Write in, you know what I mean? If you have a comment or a question or anything. All right, man. So with that being said, we're gonna get into the Remembrance Day, man. I believe it just happened. It happened yesterday, and you know what's sad about it is that they don't remember us, man.
Right.
mm.
You know what I mean?
That's
And like what they make us believe is that is to remember everyone that fought, but the truth is they don't remember everybody, man.
mm,
You know, Contrary to the popular belief, many black people fought in the wars too, man.
that's
Many
right.
black people that England drafted in, they
Mm,
fought in these wars, and they are not remembered on this Remembrance Day, man. You know
God.
what I mean? And now, what hurts is that we believe the lie, man. It's
mm,
one thing to know that they forget about us, but what hurts even more is when we believe the lie that they haven't.
Right.
that's right.
That's what hurts more. You mean I can accept? Listen, I know how England is, so I
Uh,
can accept it that Remembrance Day ain't remember. It's not a remembrance day for everyone. I can accept that, but what hurts me is when a black man thinks he's involved in that day, man.
that's
God.
right.
When he goes, my granddad, I heard he fought
Mm,
in World War I, and he thinks that Remembrance Day is about him. Slack it.
mm. That's right.
That's right. Yes. So yeah, okay. So for for those that are not in the UK, Remembrance Day is to remember those that fought in the World War I and the Second World War II, man. And with
Mm,
the puppy, they were it's to what I mean. It's just to show them some respect. You got something?
I think in America on the exact same day, they got the same thing, but it's called, I think it's
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, but the exact same day though, in the exact same time. They have a 1 minute silence. It's the 11th day of the 11th month, and they have 1 minute silence at 11 o'clock.
I got it. So in the UK, it's Remembrance Day. In America, it's Veterans Day. Now, you know what I mean? I'm specifically talking about the UK right now, which is Remembrance Day. And now, what hurts is that you got black people that think it is to remember their ancestors,
That's right.
and it's not, man.
That's right.
It's a lie. You know
Right.
what I mean? They don't remember everyone. It was last year, me and Agawa, we went to one and we was doing some interviews, and they asked them, why is it that no one doesn't know about the soldiers from the West Indies? And
Right.
they were honest to like, honestly, I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Oh, that video ever come out?
Uh, it's out here.
Should I play now or
Yeah,
I can find it?
on ISUPK United Kingdom, type of like Veterans Day or something like that. And even if you watch the beginning part of the video, I asked the man, I believe he was with his wife, and he was honest, like, honestly, I don't know. It shows you that that Remembrance Day ain't for everyone. If you
That's
know what I mean, if I was wrong, he would go, "What are you talking about? It's for
mm,
everyone." But he didn't say that. Even he was like, "Honestly, I don't know." So even him, he knows deep down that that Remembrance Day that happens in the UK is not for everybody. It's for white people, man.
That's right.
It's for
Right.
the oppressor, his people that fought in this war, or Memorial Day. I probably put. And yeah, it's not for everyone, man. It is a lie. Something that we believe something and they didn't say it. We just believe it, man.
mm,
They
right.
know what it's about, man. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can screen share some of that, and then
I don't want to play.
so so this happened last year, man. The on the time it was Remembrance Day a year ago. Are you aware of the soldiers from the West Indies that also fought in the World War One and the Second World War as well?
We're aware of all of the empire of the Commonwealth, so we fully appreciate it, not just British,
It gets better.
Afro-Caribbean, Asian, East Asian, India, Singapore, Australia. So there's a worldwide conflict and a worldwide fight for freedom.
I've got this. So just the last thing about, I see this monument here now on the Brixton High Street. There's a monument for the soldiers of the West Indies. Like, why doesn't no one know about that, or why doesn't that get the same, or why doesn't that one get recognized as much as this one here? Like,
Absolutely, it's a fair comment.
I.S.U.P.K.
there you have it, man. It never had no answers. Like, you know what? You're right, man. You're right. And you know what I mean? In your own time, you can watch the rest. And with some of them, they're rude. Like, well, that's people. They gotta research it. Oh, lucky. With the video online, could everyone hear it?
Like Arsenal.
Can't, I could hear it, other one.
Okay, we'll play it one more time.
Okay, is everyone hearing my mic?
Can't.
Hold on.
Okay, I'll play it again for you, Salakia.
It might be my phone, but I can hear you. I can hear it in the class now. So
Right, so yeah, we're gonna play that intro one more time, man, and you'll see this man's response. And if you ever think that Remembrance Day is for everyone, then listen, you know what I mean, you have been deceived, man. You've been lied to, man. So, with that being said, are you aware of the soldiers from the West Indies that also fought in the World War One and the Second World War?
We're aware of all what was called the empire of the Commonwealth, so we're fully appreciated, not just British, Afro-Caribbean, Asian, East Asian, India, Singapore, Australia. So it was a worldwide conflict and a worldwide fight for freedom.
I've got this on just the last thing, right? I see this monument here now on the Brixton High Street. There's a monument for the soldiers of the West Indies. Like, why doesn't no one know about that, or why doesn't that get the same, or why doesn't that one get recognized as much as this one here? Like,
Absolutely, it's a fair comment.
I.S.U.P.K.
Right, so did everyone hear that?
God.
I heard it better. I heard it better than the one before. Well, it's still a bit blurry, but I could get what you were saying and stuff.
I got you. So now I asked him that if he's aware of the soldiers from the West Indies that they fought. He allegedly claimed that he did. He's saying some from Africa. And then now I asked him about the monument. Now, for those of you that don't know, on the Brixton High Street, there's a monument for the soldiers of the West Indies. So I asked him, I go, why doesn't that one get recognized as much as that one that we was at? And he said it's a fair comment, meaning he couldn't answer it. Even he knew
Right.
well. I'm like, if this Remembrance Day is for everyone, then why doesn't the Queen put a wreath on that one too, man?
Right,
Why doesn't why doesn't she why doesn't she do one there? Then getting them escort to the Brixton High Street, and then just drop the wreath on that one too, man.
right,
Why? She's not remembering them, man. That's why that monument is lonely, man.
that's right. Mhm.
No one acknowledges that monument, and I'm gonna show you how racist it is too. Let me explain something. That monument there isn't the only one. I've been many places and I've seen lots of them. And the one on the Brixton High Street is tiny, man. I've been to Illen Hall, and their monument is huge, man. You can't miss their monument. I've been to Nunn Eaton. Their monument is huge. And the one on the Brixton High Street, you would never recognize it, man.
Right.
If if you never wanted just to read it, you would never know what it is, man. Meanwhile, all over the UK, there are many monuments, and they're made for everyone to see, man. They're they're made in a way that naturally you just look at it and go, "What's that?" But the one
Right.
for black people, it's unrecognizable. That's
If I may show the one about Willing Hall.
yeah, it's grab that.
So, like, for anyone that don't know, Willing Hall is a town, man, a small town in the Midlands, not even a city. And this is the monument for the soldiers in Willing Hall, man. Willing Hall has less than like 100,000 as a population. Even they got a big cenotaph and a big monument for their soldiers. And in the capital city of London, with over 6 million people, black men got what, a 10-foot tall monument, man. And in a small town like that, looking more glorious than the one that black people got.
There you go,
Right.
man. Imagine that. Their one looks wonderful, man. You can walk down the street and go, "What's that?"
Right.
The one we
Right.
got, it's unrecognizable. It's not. It doesn't stand out at all, man. If I'm correct, it's by a wall.
Right.
It's by a wall in the background of the Brixton High Street.
Right.
Like you would never ever stop and look at it and go, "What's that?" You would walk past that every day. But
Okay.
that's what we got on Remembrance Day, man. Meanwhile,
God.
everywhere else, their one stands out. The ones they have, you would walk and stop and go, "That looks wonderful, man." You know what I mean? You would want to read you would want to read the names of the people on it. The one on the Brixton High Street hasn't even got any names on it, man. All it got is Jamaica, Guyana, Montserrat, Saint Lucia. You notice
Right.
on that one it has no names,
Mhm.
which even that's rude in itself. Like, yeah, all of you wogs that fought in the war, just some of you are Jamaican, and yeah, here, just take it, man. It's like
Wow. Yeah.
You won't find it. And if you never heard on the mic, Yomi, it was a valid point. When it's Remembrance Day, you always see some old white man talking, because in the war, and his oldest voice, because in the war, we was fighting against Hitler. You know what I mean? But what about the black people? There are
That's
some
right.
people that fought back then, and they are
Mhm.
alive too.
Right. That's right.
They obtained the same academics as them too, man. And
Mhm.
they're never unknown news interview, man. You know what I mean? These West Indians, these Benjamites are unspoken of, man. Unheard
Right.
of. Meanwhile,
Mhm.
every time you always put a white man in there. Why? To make everyone look like, listen, it was only white people that done something so wonderful, man.
Right.
Not the
Right.
truth. That is a lie, man. That is a
Mhm.
lie. Right, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get into an article.
Slacky, other one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wars that they won because of our people that they would have lost basically. You know what I'm saying? If our people would be fighting in their armies, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and and that's one of them right there, man. You know what I mean?
Uh,
What a lot of people don't want you to find out is that what I mean, in the UK for the war there wasn't enough, man, and
mm,
they used us, man. They used us to help win, to help win a war, and they don't want to even remember you, man.
right. That's right.
You know what I mean? So you
Mm,
know what I mean? And now that's what we need to understand is that you know, okay, in the UPK we know what it is, but in the world, a brother thinks Remembrance Day is for him, man.
right.
Down the line, he probably has a granddad that was involved in it. He thinks,
Mm,
yes, man. You know what I mean? My granddad, he fought, man. My
mm,
grandmom told me my granddad, blah blah blah. And listen, it's not about him, man. It's not about him,
uh,
and that's the problem. We think we are in the old, and we are not in England, man. So we're gonna
right.
get article and just like you know what I mean, like basically what we're saying right here. There's even articles about it as well, man.
So, soldiers of the Caribbean, Britain's forgotten heroes.
There you go, man. Remember now. Remember now.
uh,
This is Remembrance Day. What was the headline again?
Britain's forgotten war heroes.
So now remember Remembrance Day, forgotten heroes, man.
mm,
Imagine that. So on this Remembrance Day, they have forgotten us, man.
that's right.
Even his article had to know that. Listen, the people
Mm,
from the Caribbean, we are Britain's forgotten heroes, man.
right.
We are people that done some heroic acts for England, and we are forgotten, man.
Mm, mm,
Black people died in the wars, and we are forgotten, man.
Right.
mm,
I mean, black people stopped England from getting anchored,
that's right.
and guess what? We are forgotten, man.
Mm,
Read on.
Winston Murphy and Victor Brown became friends after joining the Navy, aged 16. They fought against Hitler and and helped rebuild Britain.
And
Yet,
so imagine that now. They fought against her Hitler and helped to rebuild Britain, man. So
mm,
it's one thing to fight in the war, but even
mm,
when the war was done, they was here helping build England back up, man.
right.
Oh,
After all of the bombs that destroyed England, man.
Mm,
So after the war, these two men even stayed and rebuilded Britain, man.
that's right.
Read on.
Go on, Khan. Yet their contributions of thousands of men and women from the Caribbean colonies during World War II have been largely forgotten.
And there you go, man. There was thousands of us. We helped, and on Remembrance Day, they forget about us, man.
That's right.
If you think,
Mm,
you I.S.U.P.K guys, you lot are racist. Listen, man, this is from what? This is from the BBC News, man.
That's right.
Meaning, even the oppressor in his research, he knows that on Remembrance Day, the soldiers of the Caribbean, they are forgotten, man.
Right.
Thousands that helped win the war and helped to rebuild Britain, and they're
Right.
forgotten about, man. On Remembrance Day, showing you what, man? Remembrance Day is not for everybody, man.
That's right.
That's
Um,
Remembrance Day is the remembrance of the oppressors, man.
right.
Not for us. Read, man.
Some 10,000 left their families and homes to join the British Armed Forces, working behind the scenes and on the front line to defeat the Nazis.
Imagine that, man. Thousands of us were on the front line, man. You know what that means? You could die just like that, man. When you're on the front line, that means you're in the heat of the war, man.
That's
Right.
right.
We did that. We were on the front line, risking our lives. And on Remembrance Day, you can't remember us.
Right.
People on your front line. Let me tell you something. In the West Indies, we would have been fine, man. A Nazi didn't mess with the West Indies. You are aware of that. We would have been fine, man. Hitler had a problem with England, Russia, Poland. You know what I mean? He was taking over that section of the earth. You know what I mean? America, Hitler, he didn't even care about them. And guess what? You know what I mean? If he doesn't care about America, then forget about the West Indies. You know what I mean? If he could care less, you're doing that, we would have been fine. But yet, guess what? When our oppressor asked, you know what I mean? We said yes, man.
Right.
And we was on that front line risking our lives, and they can't even remember you for that, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you don't want to remember us at all, at least remember us for that, man. Remember us for fighting in your war, risking our lives for your war, man. And you can't even do that, man. You're so evil and cold. You can't even do that, man. After people gave their life for your cause, you can't even just remember them. You can't even just remember them. Read on.
So and it said that there was in two places on the front line, basically risking their lives, put them on the front line, make them die, or behind the scenes, man. You know what I mean? So you either out of eyesight, so no one can see you. So when we win the war now, no one ever knew you helped us. Or
That's right.
if you want to help, then go on the front line. That's where all the action is. Go on the front line and get killed. But we don't want you flying the plane. We don't want you in any, we don't want you being a sergeant. We don't want you being a lieutenant, getting them stripes. Either two options in the back where no one can see you and help out. So when we win, no one ever knew it was you. Or go out there and die. And that's what the article says right here. That's
There
the
you
that's
go.
the fucked up parts, like
There
here.
you go, man. It's heavy, man.
So like, I was gonna say, yeah, this is deep. This is deep. This is friggin' deep, man. But they keep us in a begging position for this very same purpose. You get, because like if any war, anything pops off and they need us, you know what I'm saying? Like in our minds, you understand, in the third world countries, as they say, is like we're thinking, well, if we go to, you can imagine the minds of our people. We will, you know what I'm saying? We're poor here, we ain't got nothing here. We can get over there. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're gonna die in the war, let's get over there. You know what I'm saying? By any means, let's get over there. So if I don't die, at least I can try and start something off. You know what I'm saying? Have something, gain something, get something, whatever the case is, man. So they keep us in that begging position, man. So we'll always follow them and we'll die for them, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like, what's sad is that, they, you know what I mean? Like, it was like now the help that we offered, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's now, they was in a war and it wasn't going good, man. At least remember the people that helped you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can be as racist as you like, but at least go, well, damn, they did help us. And they can't even do that, man. So like I said,
Right.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. You mean with the article we got, as we read on down, it's gonna let you know something about the war also as well. But let's read on.
Come. We were British subjects, and that was something to be proud of, said Victor Brown, a Jamaican who fought with the merchant navy.
And that's the problem, man. We think joining our oppressor is always something to be proud of, man. Let me tell you something, man. Do you know what would have been best if you made England suffer, man?
That's right.
Right.
Or Hitler's,
That's right.
you mean Hitler's beating him? You're like, well, what's it got to do with me, man? I need
Mm.
to take care of where there's nice sun, man. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I ain't had a bomb yet, man. So
God.
what's it got to do with me? But here's the problem, man. We look up to our oppressor so much. We think to even risk our life for his cause, that's dignity. That's proud, man. But let's read on.
Although Britain was initially Saki, reluctant to let black people join the war effort.
So now imagine that first, Britain didn't want to let us join the war effort, man. Us as blacks, Britain didn't want to let us join the war effort, meaning they didn't want us to help. But
That's
then something happened where they needed black help, man.
right.
The rules relaxed as the war progressed and casualties mounted.
And what happened?
Casualties
So
mounted.
meaning the more the oppressor died, then they're like, you know what? We need black people in this army, man.
That's right.
Meaning,
Hmm.
mean that mean that in the war they died so much that it reached a point where listen, you mean we need help, man. At first,
Right.
like black people in our army, but then as the casualties mounted, they're like, you know what? Yeah, we need to, reach out into the West Indies, man. We might want to give Montserrat a call, man. Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a truth that many people don't want you to know. England was losing the war, man.
That's right.
I know
Yeah.
on Remembrance Day they like to make it look like we was winning. Listen, Hitler was kicking behind, man. You know what I mean? And listen,
Right.
and I'm
That's
not
right.
taking no one side. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can research it yourself. They was
Mm.
force, man. They had the best engineering, the best tanks, automatic guns. You know what I mean? Let me explain something. In that time, an automatic gun was unheard of. When I mean automatic, meaning that it's not a gun where you go shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back. Automatic meaning press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And guess what? And guess what? They had that, man. The German
That's
Right.
right.
the German engineering was top notch. Even
Mm.
the tanks that like they had, I believe it was the French. In the tanks they had, one man had to aim the sight, and with another man he had to shoot. With them, they had the ability in the tank that guess what? One man he done them both, aim, and guess what? All he done with his finger, he just hit one switch, and the tank.
Mm.
And guess what? Guess what? They
God.
managed the French, man. Their
Mm.
engineering was better, and guess what?
God.
England smashed too, man. It's like
Yeah, even today, you even got shit on a German car, man.
that's right.
Imagine BMW back then, but in a tank. Like imagine
Right.
Mercedes back then, but tank. Like you can't miss them now.
That's right,
Mm.
man. As what the officer said, man. Even the best engineering now is German. BMW, Mercedes, the best engineering of today's time. So and the Volkswagen and
Mm.
the Porsche, even gets better. You know what I mean? Even to this day, Germans are known for top-notch engineering. So you
That's
imagine back then, man, in tanks and guns, they got the
Mm.
best engineering, man. A rifle back then, you would shoot it, put another one in. Their one just, you know what I mean, press, pat, 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 pat. You know what I mean? You can't
Mm.
beat people with one shot at a time. And guess what? They was winning the war, man, hands down. But
That's right.
read on.
Mm.
Enthusiasm to defend the king and empire was widespread across the Caribbean, and Mr. Brown, like thousands of others, was quick to sign up.
And guess what? That is wicked. You wanna know why? First, you didn't want to make us join, but then
Mm-hmm.
if you notice, they don't let us know that part. They're like,
Right.
defend England, defend the king. Who was it? King George back then, innit? Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's a film you can watch called The King's The Beach, where like I believe it was every night or every weekend, the king he used to give a speech on the wall. But the reason why it's highlighted because he had a speech impairment. So every time he's done the speech, they're like, calm down, soldiers, he's done a good job. I believe it's like a documentary you can watch if you haven't heard of it. The
Mhm.
King's Beach. It's like a documentary or like a soap, and it's based on his life. And he Saddam really bad, and as a king, he had to give the speech every night, and he got help, and you know what I mean. They had to, you know what I mean, like they had to work with him to give the speech every night, or it was every week. One of them, but the point I'm making is they didn't let us know that they don't want us to join. They give a
Right.
report that listen, join the army, defend the
Mhm.
king, but you didn't want us to join this war. So you don't
God.
join,
That's right.
but you don't let us know that part. Instead,
Mhm.
listen, be a part of England, help defend the king.
Mhm.
Yes, they were, but they never let them know that part though. They made it seem like, listen, you help England, you're doing a valiant effort, when that wasn't the reason why, man. England, you know what I mean, their men were dying in the war, man. As what the article said, the bodies were mounting, man. Um,
God.
Kalawan Khan. And Mr. Brown, like thousands of others, was quick to sign up. In 1942, he was one of only two black men serving on an oil tanker in the North Atlantic when it was torpedoed by the Nazis.
uh-huh.
He is credited with saving several lives on board and still remembers the incident vividly.
And look what he did, man. With a tanker he was in, he got attacked, and he saved people, man. He's a hero, man.
That's right.
Why why ain't he on this Remembrance Day?
That's right.
Why does no one call out his name for helping England, man? He's a hero. And let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. The white man ain't no hero, man. Black
Right.
That's
man.
right.
You mean I'm gonna tell you something? We are heroes every day, man. To
Mhm.
live how we live and then laugh about it, make jokes about it. We are heroes, man.
Mhm.
Imagine this: a black life, everyone hates you, man. East Indians hate you. The
Right.
he can't stand you, and you're
Mhm.
here smiling, man. You're a hero,
Mhm.
man. You're
That's
something
right.
that needs to look up to, man. Not
Mhm.
you know what I mean, not some white man that you know what I mean. And you know what's funny? How do we know that they even did what they did, man? It could be some old man that you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He was probably no, I'm gonna blow your mind. In a war, you do that. Everyone does not fight. Some people make food. A chef. You do that. In
Right.
the army, there's a chef. There
Mhm.
is a chef. You know what I mean? So how do we know that the guy that they have on the camera is a host? He ain't probably
Yeah.
lost no limb, done nothing, man. He probably just a chef with the rations. You know what I mean? He just packed the bag on the rations. How you know what I mean? It doesn't mean because you're in the army that you were some brave warrior. You could have been a chef for all what we know, man. Everyone doesn't fight, man.
Mhm.
And then they have him on there, this medal, that medal. When for all you know, he probably ain't done nothing, man.
That's right. It's lucky I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, because they tend to do this. Like they'll show some history on things. But they won't tell you it was a black guy that was the hero in it. But they'll have the picture of the white guy up front, as if he is the hero. You know what I'm saying? They always find a way to steal our glory. So
Hey,
just to you know, bounce off what you're saying there, yeah.
I got you. What I'm saying is now, what he did, that's a heroic act, man. A tanker got
Mhm.
attacked and he saved people, man. And now, for time's sake, I won't read all of it, but you know what I mean? What he done, it was courageous, man. And they can't remember him for that. Then the white man's the
Mhm.
devil, man. You
That's
prefer
right.
That's right.
then you know what I mean? Nah, man.
Mm,
You know
mm.
what I mean? We need to know about this. Let's skip to um some other parts.
So,
All right, if you could, the section away from the front line, if or I mean, if you found something else, you let me know.
Also, away from the front line.
Yeah, there's a picture of him with his white woman.
Oh god.
I know. And then yeah, then it goes away from the front line. And you know what I mean? Again, for time's sake, I'm not reasoning it, but when the war it was done, people hated him. They said that when he used to walk down the road, the amount of racial abuse he received after he helped your war, and then he went and married a white woman after all that too, man. I was
mm.
happy. I mean, I don't know if everyone see that's a handsome man right there, man. And he went with the gremlin on the right, man.
Luck, yeah. Away from the front line, life also represented challenges. Many servicemen struggled to adapt to Britain's cold climate and had to fend off racial prejudice.
And that's why we should never care about Remembrance Day, man.
That's
Because
right.
Right.
the war. Well, look, man, we fought in the war, and even after the war, they did
Mhm.
not remember us, man.
That's
All
right.
down the road, we received racial abuse, man.
Mm.
After helping England,
Mm.
many of their soldiers died, and they drafted us in. And
Right.
even to walk down the road after saving their lives. Remember now,
Right.
as a black man, you was in the war. Do you know what that means? You
Mm.
fought to save their lives.
Come
The
on.
same individuals that are racially abusing you, you
Mm.
saved their life,
Right.
That's right.
and
So,
they
like,
can't remember you, man.
so you fought for the right for them to be racist to you, man. Like you
Right.
fought so they could be openly racist to you, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
As I've said, man, we fought so that they can call us a what?
Right.
That's what we did.
Can and so like oh shit. Can so like you done.
Yeah, yeah.
Can and we also fought to keep them over us, man. Keep them oppressing us. That's what we're helping to fight. Helping them to win to continue to oppress us, man.
That's right, man. That's what we did, man.
So like on the back of that, when the brothers was heavy, like so basically, Mark Duggan's great grandfather fought so that the police would
Mm.
kill his grandson in the future.
There you have it.
Man.
Have it. Imagine that we fought to be oppressed evermore, man.
Right.
Fought in a war so that their foot can be on our neck even harder, man. So it doesn't
God.
matter what we do, man. But let's read on.
So like can I say one more? So like
One
you
more.
know, can it's gonna be quick. So we fought so they can win rush us back to the our people back to the Caribbean, man. That was it.
There you go, man. There you go, man. There you go, man. There you go. Yeah. All right, go on.
So like yeah, being British, you feel like you're coming home, but when you came here, it was like we dropped out of the sky. Nobody knew anything about us, Mister.
What did the man say?
Nobody knew anything about us.
Imagine that. So meaning in the UK, they was unaware that black people even helped in the war, man.
Mm.
It was like
Right.
knew nothing about them, man. Everyone's like, "What are you doing here?" And you go, "Well, I fought in the war." Like, what? Please, man.
Right.
We don't let black people in an army. Nobody
Right.
knew about. So now, if you think Remembrance Day is for everyone, then you don't know history, man. Even after the war, and they was here, nobody knew. You know what I mean? Right? If nobody knew about them back then nobody definitely doesn't know about them now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Imagine that. Imagine the war just finished. The war
Mm.
just done. Nobody knew about them then. So
Hmm.
if you believe that Remembrance Day is remembering them now, forget it. Listen, you era not knowing history, man.
Right.
Nobody knew about black soldiers then, let alone now.
Right.
Kind of one can. Those who survived the war were given the chance to return to their home countries, but many opted to remain in Britain and created an enduring multicultural legacy.
So imagine that, man. For some of them, like you can go home, but of course, you know what I mean. us loving the oppressor so much, we're like, nah, it's fine. I'll stay in England.
Mhm.
I mean, even after all the
Yeah.
racial abuse.
Mhm.
Right. I'm not going to read all of it. Let me skip to just get some key points. All right. The subtitle is "Who Fought for Britain During World War II."
Mm.
It really does it. Yeah, it's a subheading. Who fought for Britain during World War II?
Who fought for Britain during World War II?
So now I want this to sink in your mind. Why? Because on Remembrance Day, what is the common image you see a white man? But I want you to think about this. Now remember now, you mean they have I mean everyone that did help in the war, and you're gonna see that all of the images you see, it could have not been like that, man. But let's read on.
The British Empire and Dominions raised a total of 8,586,000 men.
So hang on now. The British Empire and its dominions raised them how much again?
8,586,000 men.
So now the common British image you see of, back in the 1900s, a white man, that image can't be true, man. Because,
Right.
yeah, why? Because that image, it has to be a lie. Because with the British Empire and its dominions, they had loads of people that wasn't white. So why is it on all of these? So why is it on all of these documentaries you see, it just always shows lots of white people when the British
Mm.
Empire and their dominions, they had loads of soldiers that helped, loads that were dark skinned, and it doesn't have to just be like Jamaicans, Indians, but on all the documentaries, you don't see none of them. On these
Right.
documentaries, just white soldiers, and then they have the video and some old white man's voice. I remember when I was 16 and I signed up, and you know what I mean, and he's talking about his life. But we read right here that really it was the British islands and its dominions that helped, man. So where are they? Now, of course, I don't
Right.
care about the rest, but where are we, man? It
Mm.
shows that
That's right.
that common image you see of a white man and it was just white people. That's a lie, man. That has to be a
That's
lie.
right. Hmm.
Read on.
Hello, Khan. More than five. It's like yeah, more than five. It's like 500,000. Okay, numbers are kind of mad.
No, that's five
Five
million.
oh 6 zeros, isn't it? Come on. More than 5 million came from British islands.
So imagine that 5 million of them came from the British Islands, man.
Right.
So what's this image you always see of just white people, man? When there was
Mhm.
5 million of us in the armed
Mhm.
forces. Read on.
1,440,500. Right.
Yeah.
1,440,500 con hailed from India.
So that means we fought more for England than India, man. And let me tell you something.
Right.
If you look on the map, India's huge, man. And you're telling me that
Right.
that's all they could
Correct.
get from India.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, so meaning that now from the islands, more of us helped fight in the war than big India, man. Indians got a
That's
huge population too, man.
right.
And we fought for England more than India. Read on.
Mhm.
Of those, for 629,000 were Canadians,
Mhm.
413,000 came from Australia, 28,500 from New Zealand, more than 134,000 traveled from other colonies, including some 10,000 from the Caribbean.
There, man. So now, meaning those from the islands, we contributed more, and still
Right.
they can't remember us. That's why we shouldn't remember England, man.
Right.
That's right.
We fought long and hard and got nothing. And let me tell you something, man. We have a king called Yahushua,
That's right.
and
Right.
he's not gonna do us like England, man.
That's right.
He meant
God.
he
That's
means it,
right.
man. England lied to us. I mean, you fight how to protect King George the Fifth, was it? King George the Fifth or the Fourth, one of the two, man. And guess what, man? We got lied to on Remembrance Day. They cannot remember us, man. But let me tell you something. Yahushua, he remembers us. Give me Matthew
That's right.
19 and 26, man.
Mm. Matthews chapter 19, verse 26. But Yahweh beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible.
Uh-huh.
God then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
All right.
What?
Slakia. So now this is key, man. One of his disciples like, listen, I've left all, man, and I'm with you. Now, why am I going here? Because you know what I mean, on Remembrance Day, our ancestors, we gave all to England, man.
Right,
We forsook our lives in the West Indies and we gave it to England, man. We
right,
forsook our lives in Jamaica and gave it to England, and England done us bad, man.
yeah,
But now I'm giving you the example on the righteous side, man. One of the disciples that asked him, like, listen, I've forsaken all, man, and I'm with you. Read on.
God. We have forsaken all and have followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
All right. So now that is good. You know what I mean that now what he's asking, is he wrong for that?
Uh,
It's not. It's life. When you
uh,
usually give something up, there's a reward for it. Like
that's
anything in life, there's a reward for anything. And he's like, listen, I've forsaken all, man. I've left my wife. Now, when I say he left his wife, not meaning that, you know what I mean, he divorced her, meaning
right.
he put this first, man.
God.
He forsook all, man, and just followed Jesus Christ, followed Yahushua, man. He's
Right.
like,
That's right.
so what do we get at the end of this, man? You mean we've sacrificed? So what shall we have therefore? Now, again, for England, we forsook all, man. Our ancestors left the West Indies and fought in the war, man, thinking we would have something. Come to find out, we would have nothing, man.
That's
We would
right.
have anything, not a penny, man. Can't even be remembered on Remembrance Day. Read on.
God. And Yahweh said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
And there you go, man. He promised them something, man. Saying that, look, man, I know you've left all. And listen, you know what I mean? He acknowledges it and saying, look, you're going to judge everyone, man,
Right.
in the nation of Israel. So, man, mean that there is a reward when you sacrifice, there is a reward for your efforts, man.
Right.
Right.
Now, what did England do to us? They gave us nothing, man.
Windrush.
After the war was done, they said that they can just go back home, and you know, of course, some wanted to remain in England, but basically, once the war was done, they were like, go home. And then, even till this day, they deport us on the Windrush, man. Like they deport our ancestors from the Windrush, showing what, man? We sacrificed for England and we got nothing.
That's
Yahweh
right.
said, if you sacrifice to me, you're gonna get a, you know what I mean, you're gonna get a throne, man. You're gonna get rulership. You're going to get something. And let me tell you something, man. If you're online thinking England has something for you, then you're lying to yourself, man.
That's right.
If you believe England has something to give you as a black man, you are lying to yourself.
Right.
Right.
Meanwhile, in the Bible, in the UPK, we don't lie to ourselves, man. We have a
Ah,
king that will reward us. We have a king that will reward us for the sacrifices that we do, man.
that's right.
England said it and did not do it, man.
Right.
Funny is, in the article that we read, they forgot about them after the war. So if you're living right now thinking Remembrance Day is thinking about them, England forgot about our ancestors damn near over 100 years ago, man.
Right.
They forgot about them once the Second World War was finished.
God.
So
Hmm.
if they didn't remember them then, they don't remember them now.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Now, for those of you that don't know, after the war, England was terrible, man. Everywhere was bomb sites. You know what
Right.
I mean? In your own time on the search engine, you can look it up. England after the Second World War, and it was bomb sites. You'll see the images, and the kids, they're just walking around, and
Mm, mm,
where they're walking around, there's rocks, half a
mm,
wall. England
mm.
was a bomb site, man.
That's right.
And guess
Building
what?
stuff
In
like it.
Windrush, in the Windrush, we came and even done that. We
Mm,
fought in the war, and then we had to come over again to help rebuild England.
right.
And they can't even remember us, man.
Mhm.
Slaki Tazap one, you had something.
Uh, I don't recall it now.
I got you. No sweat. But yeah, you know what I mean? In your own time on the search engine, you can look it up. England after the Second World War, and England was atrocious, man.
Mm,
Half of the houses were gone, man.
mm.
Majority of people were living in hostels because their houses was bombed.
Right.
And
That's
we
it.
came and rebuilt England, man.
Mm.
All right, read on.
Kalankan, verse 29. And everyone that has forsaken houses and brethren and sisters or fathers or mothers or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall
Now that's
receive.
now. So you say now, if you forsake anything for my name's sake, who is the my? Yahushai, man.
That's right.
Say, if you do that for me, let's find out what we will receive.
God, for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold
What did the
and
Bible say?
shall receive an hundredfold.
There you go, man. We do it in the name of Yahushai. We will get it 100-fold, man.
Right.
Right.
And now he's not like England.
Mm.
England says many things, man. England says many things, and it never happens. What Yahushai said, the Messiah, he means it, man.
Right.
We forsake anything, we will receive it 100-fold, man. J- Jesus Christ. So people understand, we will receive it 100-fold, man. England made
That's
our ancestors leave their families,
right. Hmm.
leave their life,
Hmm.
come and fight in a war and receive nothing, man.
Right.
Right.
Made them do all that and not get a penny. That's how you know England ain't for black people, man.
That's
God.
We took all and fought in the Second World War, made England win, man, and got nothing. If anything, got sent back home. And then for those that lived in England, got racial prejudice, man.
good. Mm.
Got called Wagan, Darky, you know what I mean? That's the favorite one of that time. Darky.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They got called all these racist names, man.
Right.
And then on top of it, you know what I mean, on Remembrance Day, want us to believe that we are involved in Remembrance Day, man.
Mm.
And we're not. And like the video that was done last year, I mentioned the monument to him. All of a sudden, well, I don't know.
Right.
Why? Because we are not remembered on this Remembrance Day, man. It is a lie. Read that
That's
one more time.
Khan, verse 29. And everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold,
And there
and,
you go, man.
and shall
We,
inherit.
it's like it. And we will receive it 100 times more, man.
Right.
Now, listen, man. You know what I mean? We've we've made attempt after attempt on England, man. We've tried it, man. You know what I mean? We've given England all we got, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
working, man. It's not working. You mean we in England we ain't received one fold, let 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 alone 100-fold.
Right.
We ain't, we ain't received half fold, man,
Good.
of all of our contributions we've put into England. But guess
Mm,
what? With our king, he's gonna give us 100-fold, man.
That's right.
that's right.
Let's start putting our effort into England, man. Let's start
Mm,
putting all of our energy into England. And you know what I mean?
right.
Let's drop our energy into where it belongs, man. Serving the Lord, man.
Right.
That's right.
Following the orders of our King. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? We will receive 100-fold, man.
That's
Let's
right.
read on.
Can come and shall inherit everlasting life.
And shall inherit everlasting life. Now, for those of you that are new to the class, everlasting life doesn't mean that you're gonna live forever. In the Bible, Adam died. Everyone in the Bible has died, man. Everlasting life means when you die and you return, you know what I mean you're rich
Mm,
again, you have the riches.
so,
That's what it means, meaning that your life just everlasting, all that riches, all of the substance you had, as soon as you come back in
mm,
earth, have it again. It's like
Right.
it's like it's an everlasting life. Meaning
right. Which,
riches you receive, they will never leave you, man. That's
so like,
why everlasting life can't.
can. So like the other one. Um, yeah, you're born again into the riches, right? That's what you mean, right? So you die, you know, you die, your rich passes on to your family or whatever else, or whatever, and then you're born again into riches, right?
That's it, yes.
Continually forever.
That's it. Everlasting. You know what I mean? It mean that
Yeah.
your life is
Mm,
excellent and just happens again, man. You come back again. Just you know what I mean, and you get them same riches again. You mean your family has it and it's passed on down. You come back, you get it again. And that's what everlasting life is, man. And our king promised us that, man.
right.
That's what I'm looking for, man. Give me Isaiah for 49 and 5. Isaiah 49 and 5.
Khan. The book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 5. And now saith the Lord, that formed me from his womb, Slacker, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him, though Israel be not gathered. Yet,
Salakia. If you start from verse 3.
verse 3. Khan. And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified.
All right, so now, if you've never read Isaiah before, this is a part in the life of Isaiah, man. And Isaiah, he served the Lord and he worked hard, man. And Isaiah, it got, you know what I mean? He got angry. He's like, am I doing this in vain? He's like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to wake up Israel. They're not listening. They're not listening. Now, why are we going here? Because with Christ, we have a reward, but you can't get weak, man. If you leave this, then you won't get that reward, man.
Right.
You can't, do it for 2 years and
Right.
that's it. If you leave, there's no reward for you, man.
Mm.
So now in this time,
That's right.
the Lord said that, listen, man, I'm glorified in you. Why is the Lord glorified in Isaiah? Because Isaiah is doing the will of the Lord, man. Isaiah is showing that the Lord does exist. Read on.
That's right.
Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught and in vain.
So so
Yet
so
surely,
like it. So now Isaiah, he's frustrated. He's like, damn, all my labor's in vain, man. You know what I mean? I'm out there having camp every week, man, and they're not listening. I spoke
Right.
to Hezekiah, which
Mm.
Isaiah did, and the the people ain't changing, man. He was fed up. He's like, I've labored in vain, man. I've spent my strength for naught and in vain. Read on.
Khan, yet surely my judgment is with the Lord, and my work with my God.
And guess what? Even Isaiah,
Mm.
as frustrated as he was, he knew that. Guess what though? My labors with God, man. Even if they
Right.
don't, you know what I mean? Even if they don't care, God sees what I'm doing.
Right.
Even if they're not listening, the Lord sees what I'm doing, man. And that's how we gotta be. You know what I mean? Regardless of who's
Right.
listening and who's not, you make sure that God sees you, man. You make sure that the Lord sees how hard you're working.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't let no one's unbelief shake your belief, man. Don't make, you know what I mean, people that don't want to listen affect you, man.
Con.
Because if you do, then you're gonna do all this in vain. You're gonna go back in the world. And likewise with Isaiah, as frustrated as he
Right.
was, he knew that. But besides that, the Lord is my strength, man. The Lord, you mean he sees how hard I am working? Read on.
Khan. And now saith the Lord, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him,
Uh-huh.
though Israel be not gathered. Yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength.
And there you go, man. Isaiah is saying, listen, even though Israel are not on one accord, I'm glorified in the eyes of the Lord. I did everything the Lord asked of me, man.
Right.
And guess what? Isaiah, he's going to
Right.
receive what? 100-fold, man.
Khan.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
The Bible it doesn't lie, man. These words in here, they don't lie. And
Right.
Isaiah, he is gonna receive 100-fold, man. You know what I mean? He first of
That's
all, man,
right.
dedicate himself to the Lord, trying to wake up Israel, teach Israel. And guess what? Isaiah's glorified, man. He's getting 100-fold. And let me tell you something,
That's
man.
right.
Isaiah was wiser than we were, man.
Right.
Why? Because we believe the lies of England. Isaiah did not, man.
Lord.
Isaiah believed the Lord, man.
That's right.
Isaiah believed what the Lord said, not what England said, man.
Con.
Isaiah didn't fight in a war that had nothing to even do with him, and then not even get a reward. Scratch that. Can't even get a remembrance.
Right.
That's
Can't even
right.
get remembered. You know what I mean? Forget reparations.
Mm.
Can't even get remembered. If you're not gonna help me financially, at least remember him. And you can't even do that, man. Can't even do that. All right, drop that. Um, all right, let's get Psalms 109 and 1.
Psalms. Was it 109? 109? 109 verse 1 it says, other ones.
Psalm 109 and verse 1.
Verse 1. Psalm 109 verse 1. Hold not thy peace, O God, my praise. It's like a God of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me.
And
They
there
have
you go, man.
spoken against me.
Okay. With the mouth of the deceitful, they are open against you, man. And that is England right there, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's our oppressor, the mouth of the deceitful, man. They open their
Right.
mouth against us. Come, save the king, save England. And that is deceitful because in that same article, they said that they didn't want blacks to even join their ranks. That is deceit right there, meaning
God.
deep down, you don't want a black person to even fight in your army. But as soon as your men are dying, all of a sudden,
That's
yo,
right.
you guys come help save the king, man. Save this country.
Right.
That is the mouth of the deceitful right there.
Right.
England has
That's
deceived
right.
black people for over 400 years, man. Read on.
Right. And okay, like the other one, if I may. And
Yeah.
like you mentioned before, they put us on the front line. Like they use us like pawns. You know what I mean? They put us on the front line, man. That we die off, but when they win the war, they take the credit. But if we're on the front line, aren't we fighting the battle? Ain't the battle being won because of us? You know what I'm saying?
There you have it, man. You mean, as what you said, we fought on the front line, man. Meaning your life is on the line. Now,
Right.
was every white person on the front line? No, man. But
Right.
for the soldiers in the West Indies, they was on the front line. They were like, you front line, man. Meaning we risked our lives more than they did. So surely on Remembrance Day, wouldn't you remember the people on the front line?
Right.
That's right.
Instead, you remember a chef in the army.
God. Right.
You remember someone that just like works in the Alden part. You know what I mean, making the bullets. You remember
Right.
a soldier like that, but you don't remember someone who fought on the front line. It shows you how much deceit they have against us, man. They deceived us.
That's right.
Come fight for England, man. Save the king and this land. Meanwhile, deep down, they didn't even want black people to join the army, man. To join
Right.
the
That's
British army, man. Read on.
Karan. I'll start from verse 2 again. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue.
And there you go, man.
They
They
come.
spoke against us with a lying tongue, meaning their tongue is lying, man. It's
That's
lying.
right.
All of that fight for England and you get what you want, you get to remain in England. Many of them soldiers went home, man.
Right.
It was very few that stayed in England. You know what I mean? And they lied to us, man. They made us believe that, listen, we want you to fight for England to help protect this land. When the article, it didn't say that, man. It was about so many white soldiers died. They needed more help. It had nothing to do with,
Right.
how protect the land and the king. They just needed help because they wasn't winning, man. Like I
Right.
said, you
That's
can
right.
look at the weapons of what the Germans had back in World War II, and them weapons, they were better than the weapons of the French, of the Spanish, and the English. The
Right.
German engineering was the best. Automatic gun, one man tanks, man. Other tanks one man had to drive, one man had to actually like you know what I mean with what shoots on the tank, he had to aim it up, and then also had to hold it as well. Meanwhile, you know what I mean their engineering was so good, all that could be done by one man, and it was easier. Everything was automatic, man. So even in the wars on the tanks, you couldn't mess with the Germans at all, man. They would
That's
blow
right.
everyone else's tanks, and their tanks were untouched.
Right.
Read on.
So like the other one.
Yeah,
I think the German shepherds as well.
yeah.
The German shepherds. Yeah, I believe they used to like strap bombs to them and send them into the enemy. To run into the enemy's. You know anything about that?
No, I'm
No.
unfamiliar with that. I mean, I'm not saying it's a lie, but I haven't heard of that. But
Right.
in
Right.
war, I'm sure there's many parts of it that ain't told, so it
Go on. Go
could
on. Right.
read on.
Read on. Khan. Verse 3. Um, they they compass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause.
And that's our oppressor, man. And this,
That's right.
you mean I'm not saying Psalms 109 is talking about Remembrance Day, but is it relatable? Yes, it is, man.
Right.
They
That's
it's
right.
about there's a hatred, meaning although we help England win this war, they're compassing us with words of hatred, man. You're in England,
Right.
darky, you wog.
Mm-hmm.
Go back home.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
After we
Okay.
help them, man, compassing
Right.
our ancestors with words of
Mhm.
hatred, and we made
That's right.
England what it is, man. We made
Mm,
England what it is, and while they
Right.
mm,
compassing us with words of hatred, suck it
that's
1 second.
right.
What's the other part? Second. I'll get it in the Bible. It's the rest of that verse.
God, and fought against me without a cause.
And there you go, man. Fought against us without a cause. And I want you to
Right.
think about this. You know,
Mm.
what have we ever done onto our oppressor? Think about it. What have we done, man? Nothing. We
Salakia.
fought. We
I-
fought in your wars. We came
Mm,
via the Windrush and rebuilt England after the war, and you hate us
mm,
without cause. You hate
right.
us, and we ain't done nothing to you, man. We ain't done
Mm,
nothing to you. You've done more to us, and even to this day, you are still doing things to us. You're the problem, man,
that's
not
right.
black people.
That's
Yo,
right.
Right. Right.
what did they like to do? Because you black men, you're aggressive. You're
Mm,
intimidating. Listen, England is intimidating, man. England
God.
is
that's right.
aggressive. When you enslave a
Mm,
people 400 years,
right.
you are
That's
aggressive,
right.
not me.
Right.
God.
You're
Mm,
intimidating, not black people,
right.
man. Your history
Mm,
is the most aggressive history, man. Going, but always want to blame black people, man.
mm,
Slack, if someone had something online,
Uh,
like, okay, no sweat. And again, man, they hate us without a cause. Imagine this:
mm.
we fought for you, and they hate us for no reason. Can't even
God.
remember you for no reason, man.
Right.
Can't.
God. Salakia, I think before I was gonna say, yeah, we love. You said, what have we done against them? It's love them too much. That's what I was gonna say, man. Before, love them
That's
too much. That's the problem. Yeah, trust
that's
them
right, man.
too much. Love them, you name it, man. Too much. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's right,
Mm,
man. We've loved them too much, man. We've given our oppressor our all and never received nothing for it, man.
That's
Can't
right.
even can't even be remembered on Remembrance Day. You know what I mean? Damn, and that's sad, man. You know what I mean? People talk about reparations. They can't even remember you. Forget forget a
God,
reparation. Forget a
Salakia.
you put your life on the line, and they can't even remember you.
Right.
God.
Slack if someone
And,
has something online.
Khan and Salakia, if they can't even remember you, how the hell are they even gonna give you any reparations, man? If they can't remember you, man. You know what I mean? You don't
There you go.
exist.
There you go, man. If they can't even remember you, then forget reparations.
Bruh.
To to reparate someone, they have to be on your mind. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
If you want to give reparations, that person needs to be a thought. And if
Khan.
they're not thinking about us, then leave reparations alone, man. You know what I mean?
God.
Forget that.
So like yourself, I could.
Yep.
Yeah, this really goes to show how it really is testament to how cowardly and weak our oppressor is, and how much of a
That's
of a spineless demon he is. Because our forefathers were fighting on the front line and dying, and you can even imagine all the things that we've seen our oppressors do and how they treated us as a people. You can imagine how we'll be on the front line trying to call for backup because we've been surrounded and they wouldn't even come. They'll take their time to get here. Just like how today when we call the police they
right.
call the police and they take forever to get to our neighborhoods. And I can imagine on the front line fighting against the Nazis. Imagine the same thing, and our brothers would have been slaughtered. You
Yeah.
understand? And also, if I could as well, also, I mean, our brothers would have been pushing forward and taking ground on the battlefield, and then they just come in afterwards and just walk around as if they did anything, because they would have all the rank as well in the military. We didn't have no higher ranks.
Uh, mm,
That's right, man.
that's
And
mm,
because we didn't have no rank, once the
no
war is
problem.
done, they get all the accolades.
Yep.
Sergeant
God,
and so and so. He received this for fighting in World War II. When it was a black man that was on that front line, man.
right,
That's right.
England wouldn't be nothing without them. And it's
Mm,
true. You know what I mean they have forgotten about us, man. On
right.
Remembrance Day, they
God.
forget about the
God,
people that were on the front line, man. And like what you said, it was heavy, man. Many people have in
Mm,
their mind the white man, he's a brave warrior. When no, he's not.
right.
You mean a
right.
lot you want to know where all that originates from? Hollywood, man. Everyone
Mm,
watches those action films.
right.
Rambo,
Mm.
and what's some
Mm,
other one?
mm,
300.
Rambo.
I mean, everyone loves that one.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Rambo.
That film 300. When you know what I mean,
God,
it's them films that in your mind put, nah, man, the white man's valiant, man. Look at that.
Mm,
The Medes with 300 men. And you want to know something? That's a lie.
Right.
You
that's right.
you can
right.
research the 300. That
Mm,
never happened. That is nonsense. What happened was,
mm,
you mean with with that man King Leonidas, he had 300 men that were around him, but he didn't do it with 300 men. That is a lie.
Right.
mm,
You mean that whole
uh,
300? It's a myth. He had 300 bodyguards around him. That's what they were.
mm,
But
Right.
he didn't fight the Persians and the Medes with just 300
um,
men.
Right.
God,
That is not. And if you think I'm lying, research it. It wasn't just him and 300. It was
mm,
300 of his best bodyguards around him.
right.
But with other, with other Greeks, were they in the war? Yes.
Mm,
So you know what I mean. And that's answers right. And also in history, they lost, man. In history,
mm,
they lost that war till it was Alexander. He rose them up over 160 years later.
Hmm.
right.
Even that,
For real.
so even the whole th- 300 thing, historically, that is a lie, man.
God,
It
Mm,
never went like that. You know what I mean? But again, they always through Hollywood and films are like, we're just so courageous and brave and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not true, man. They win through deceit, through lies, propaganda. They
That's right.
they, they don't win like how they win on Hollywood, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie.
Right.
Read on.
Salakia. Who was reading? Was it me, Salakia?
Okay,
Yes,
that's in Psalms 109.
109 verse 4, I believe. Verse 4.
Verse 4, I
4.
think.
Count verse 4. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer.
and listen to that, man. For my love, they are my adversaries. Meaning, when I'm showing love, they are my enemies, man.
Con.
We show we show our oppressor love, and we become the enemy.
Right.
You mean us as black people for so many years all we tried to do is love our oppressor, man. And how do you know this? We fought in his war.
Right.
War that had nothing to do with us. We was in the West Indies, fine. Yes, we wasn't rich, but you know what I mean. With the Nazis, they didn't want us, and we helped the oppressor. Why? Out of our love, man. And even
Mm.
with giving our love, we became his adversary.
That's
Right.
right.
With loving our oppressor, the
Mm-hmm.
more we become his enemy, and that's the problem.
Salakia.
Yeah,
Salakia, the one. That's exactly what I said before, I said we love them too much. That's what we've done, you know what I mean? Come right to the answer.
there you have it, man. And guess what? It's biblical, man. It's
Right.
the more
Uh,
we love our oppressor,
mhm.
the more we become his enemy. The more love, the more we
That's
extend our hand, is the more we become his enemy. The more he hates us, the more he can't stand us. The more you know
that's
he will give us a promise and just break
uh,
it whenever he likes, and that's the
uh,
problem. The more love
mhm.
we show, the more of an enemy we become to him, man. Why? Because
Right.
he doesn't want our love, man. Even in the war, he wanted our bodies, man.
That's
He didn't
right.
want our love. He didn't want our love, and that's the problem. We have this
Right.
lie in our head that we can do enough to make our
Mhm.
enemy love us, and that's the problem. He's our
Right.
enemy.
Mhm.
You
Right.
cannot
That's
make
right.
your enemy love you.
Mhm.
No matter
God.
what you do, no matter how
Mhm.
much you try to convince him, you cannot
Mhm.
make your enemy love you, man.
That's right.
Right.
Try. You
Right.
can risk your life in wars, and when it's
Mhm.
all done, he's still gonna be your enemy.
That's right.
He's still gonna hate you, man. He's still gonna
God.
want you dead, and that's the thing, man. Our enemy will never love us, no matter how much love we try to give him.
That's right.
Con.
Done.
Salakia, the one. Yeah, you can't trust Salakia. You can't trust a snake, man. You can't trust a snake. A
There you have
poisonous Salakia. You can't trust a poisonous snake. You know what I mean?
There you have it,
Yeah.
man. You cannot do it. You cannot do it, man. Read on.
Panaman Khan, verse 5. And they have rewarded me evil for good.
What did the Bible say?
Hmm. And they have rewarded me evil for good.
And that is our oppressor, man.
That's right.
Mm.
For the good he receives, he
Mhm.
rewards us evilly, man.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Black people fought on the front lines for England. We done good, and they give us evil, man. They can't
That's right.
even remember us, man. Can't even.
Mm.
I mean, okay, people talk about reparations and all other things. Can't even remember you.
Hmm.
That right there is evil for good, man.
That's
Right.
right.
You know what I mean? If it's not that, then I do not know what it is, man.
Hmm.
Con.
Fought you know what I mean, died for this country so
That's
that
right.
they wouldn't be speaking Deutsch, man.
Mm.
And after all that, can't even remember them.
Hmm.
And in the article we read, they forgot about them as soon as it was over. So meaning,
Right.
imagine once the Second World War was done, for the black people that they didn't want to go home, they were here, and a white man be like, "What are you doing here?" And he'd be like, "I fought in the war. All right, stay here." You know, they forgot about black soldiers as soon as the war was done, man.
Right.
When you what?
God.
They reward us evil for our good.
Done.
Read on.
Can. And hatred for my love.
And there you go, man. We show them love, and they give us hatred, man. We show them love, and what do we get? Hatred, man. Like in the article, he got racial prejudice, man. After he fought for your life, he fought so that you could live, and then you racially abuse this man on top of it, man.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? We cannot love this oppressor, man. And for any black man believing that Remembrance Day is for his granddad, you're lying to yourself.
That's right.
You are deceived. You are lying to yourself. Remembrance Day has nothing to do with black people, man. Remembrance Day has nothing to do with a black soldier. It's all about their soldiers, man. Read
That's
on.
right. Can. Verse 6. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand.
Read on.
Can. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin.
And guess what? That's how King David felt about the man.
That's
King David
right.
said, even when they pray unto you, Lord, please don't even hear it, man. Don't you know what I mean? Don't give him no mercy. What
Right.
us, man?
Right.
All right. Skip to verse. Suck it. All right. Skip to verse 12.
Can. Verse 12. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children.
And let me tell you something, man. That's how King David felt, man.
Mm,
People talking about, where's the love? I, I,
mm,
I came to the I.S.U.P.K and I didn't sense no love, man.
mm, mm.
And let me tell you something. You're not ever gonna sense any love in these doors, man.
Right.
That's right.
You're gonna sense the love we have for each other and for blacks and Hispanics. But outside of
God.
that, you ain't getting no other love, man.
That's
Right.
right.
King David was pissed, man, saying,
Mm,
"Listen, man, don't hear them when they pray. Make sure there's no one there to help the were idols, the
mm,
fatherless, man." That's how
right.
King David felt, man.
Mm, mm.
Likewise, we should feel that same way, man. For what
That's
England
right.
has done to black people for over
Mm,
400 years, man.
right.
Used and abused us, man.
That's right.
Used us.
Mm,
Imagine we worked for 400 years, made England rich, number one.
mhm,
When they are losing a war, we help
mm,
them win that war and
mhm.
still can't love us, man. You know what we
Right.
should stop trying to seek that love, man.
That's right.
Stop trying to find that love
Mm,
and serve our God. England's
okay.
gave us it all, and it's
Mm,
nothing much. England's gave us everything, and guess
mm.
what? It was nothing, man. What
Right.
Right.
what think we received? It was nothing, man. We
That's right.
received fake love and lies in this country. So,
That's
so
right.
now let us serve the Lord, man.
Right.
Let us seek the God of Israel, man, and stop seeking to England.
Sure.
Read.
So like the other one, and what we're the love what we're seeking for, from a person, from a people that haven't got that, haven't got any love, so like that haven't got any love, man.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So we can never get it for seeking love from someone that has not got no empathy and no compassion to love. We can't get love. It's impossible to get love from there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. All right. Read on.
Khan, verse 13, so like verse 13. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out.
And there, man, King David's like, get rid of him, man. Don't
That's
leave
right.
him with child, man. Why? Because David ward us evil for good, man. And when that
Right.
happened to King David, this is how he felt, man.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, for someone to reward you evil for good, it means something, man. It's a personal attack. And
That's
likewise,
right.
every Remembrance Day, a black man should be offended, man.
Con.
A black man should see it as a personal attack. A black man should see it as a slap in the face, man. Talking about Remembrance Day and can't even remember me, man. We was in the same war as you. It wasn't no separate war and can't even remember you. You should look at that as a personal attack, man. You should look
Right.
at that like a slap in the face. Like, you mean someone done you bad, man? Read on.
That's right. Like the other one for me. It was to them, they never wanted us there in the first place, and they also had a separate like you know when they had their Christmas, and they met on the where was it, the no man's land, right?
Yep.
They met with the Germans on no man's land. They shook hands. They had a little party of theirs. And meanwhile, where was we? We were separate. They separated from us, even on their war, even in their war, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow, what more do we need, man? You know what I'm saying? More do we
Yeah.
need?
You know what I mean? Honestly, we've seen enough.
God.
We've been through enough. You know what I mean? And it's about time that now they pay, man.
Right.
We've
That's
been paying England. It's time that England starts paying
right.
us, man.
That's right, man. Then on verse 15. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth.
And that time's coming, man. With our oppressor,
That's
he's gonna be cut from the earth, man. No one's gonna remember him. No
God.
one's gonna remember England and America and France and Spain and whichever countries they own, man. Read on.
Right. Then on verse 16. Because that ye remembered not to show mercy,
He
but
remembered what?
persecuted. Because that he remembered not to show mercy.
And there you go, man. Our oppressor, he didn't show us no love, man.
Right.
Right.
Didn't receive none of it, man.
God.
Imagine this. We helped you win a war, man. And then, you mean, you were just so mean to us, man. Didn't pay the soldiers. All what happened was they sent them back to the West Indies, or those that remained suffered racial abuse.
That's
They didn't
right.
get he subjects like, you know what? He's a soldier, man. He fought so that I wouldn't be speaking Deutsch. He fought that, you know what I mean? That basically with the Nazis, they wouldn't own England. And guess what? Couldn't do that. And why? Because they are merciless, man.
Right.
That's right.
Our oppressor hasn't got no mercy at all in him, man.
That's right.
Read on.
God. Because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man.
And
That
that's what our oppressor does, man.
that
Sakya,
God.
who is the needy man? We are, man.
That's
We're in
right.
need of everything, man. And our
That's
oppressor, he persecutes us, and he knows that we're needy. And what does he do? Use it to his advantage. He
That's
uses
right.
our neediness to our advantage. He knows that we're poor.
God.
You're telling me when the war was happening, he didn't know that in the islands we was poor. He knew that. He was very
That's
aware of
right.
that. He's like, well, look, if
Con.
God.
you fight for me, I'll help you out with that. And let me tell you something. Till this day, the West Indies are some of the most poorest islands on the face of the earth, man.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? He abused the needy, man. Who are the needy? We are, man. And he
That's
used our neediness to his advantage, made us risk our lives on the front line, knowing that we was needy, knowing that
right.
to get us out of the poverty we are in, we would do anything. Read on.
Another one, Slack here for me. It's like,
Yep.
and why are we needy now, and why are we poor now, man? Because they've robbed us blind of our damn soul. They've robbed us so much that even our soul, man, they say bow down, so we, let us go over. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they've robbed us blind, man.
There
You
you
know what
go,
I mean?
man. You know what I mean? They robbed us. So you mean, of course, I'm using the
Mm,
world wars as an example, but even now, man, we are needy, man. And then what did they do? They abuse us, man. You know what I mean?
right.
They got fucking jobs that you know what I mean anyone would hate, but when you need something, you just put up with it. You know what I mean? You just get on with it, knowing that it's not right, man. Knowing that
Right.
something is wrong, and that's what our oppressor does, man. He preys on the needy of us, man, and uses us to his
Mhm.
advantage. Read on.
That's right. Karan, that he might even slay the broken in heart.
And there you go, man. Who is the broken in heart? We are, man. Why are
That's
we
right.
broken? Because we've given all to a country that hates us, man.
Con.
That that's what makes a black man broken in heart. Imagine you've given your all and they hate you. You've
Right.
died for this country and they hate you, man. And that's why we are broken in heart, man. And even though we're broken in heart,
Mm,
he doesn't look at us and go, you know what? It's my fault. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave them alone. It's my fault why their hearts are broken. You know what? I'm
mm,
gonna leave them alone. Even when you're broken in heart, it still attacks you. It still comes at you. It still beats you down. Why? Because
mm,
he is merciless, man.
right.
He shows mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And done.
Mm. Salakia, did you say read another one?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Verse 17. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighteth not in blessing, so let it be far from him.
And there you go, man. All right, I'm gonna get you another verse. This is good, but there's another verse I'm looking for. Second. Yeah, I'm good, Jay.
I read verse 17 again, other one while you're doing
I got your thought.
that. Verse 17. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him.
There you go, man. So you know what I mean? Just basically King David saying, you know what I mean? Don't don't let him receive anything, man, a blessing or nothing. Why? For
That's right.
what he's done to us. All right. I believe it's Psalms 35 and 12. And again, man, you can use this as well. Psalms 35 and 12.
Khan. Khan, Psalms 35 verse 12. They rewarded me evil for good to the spoiling of my soul.
There you go. They rewarded me evil for good to the spoiling of my old man. And that's us, man. They robbed our soul, man. We gave him good, and they
Right.
gave us, man. We gave them our good, man. We gave him our lives, and what did they do? Reward us evil, and they robbed our soul,
Right.
man. How have they robbed our
Right.
soul? Every remembrance day, there's a black man. You know, yeah, man. I got a great uncle that I mean, he died in the war, and he thinks it's for him. He's watching it like, yeah, and it's not for you, man. It's not.
Right.
It's very evident that it's not for black soldiers that fought, man. They have
Right.
robbed soul, man. They've
Mm-hmm.
robbed our love, man. The love that
Khan.
we have for each other. They've taken it for themselves, man, to build England, man. That's
Right.
it. Read on.
Khan. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth.
And that's black people in England. When England was sick, we were sad, man. We put
That's
on
right.
rags for England. When
Mm-hmm.
England was losing that war, we were like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, England's the motherland, man. Let's
Khan.
go protect King George, man. Imagine that. We are one with them, man. And when
Right.
they come down, we pick up the slack and go, you know what? Let's help them. You know what I mean? When they're sick, we act like we're sick with them.
That's right. Slack the other one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The slave master is sick. The master, we sick. Slave master.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God.
England's sick. We are not sick, but what
Mm.
do we do? We get sick with them, man.
Right.
Put on the sackcloth, we put on the rags. Like, damn, he's sick. I'm sad, man.
God.
England is not our problem, man.
Mm.
It's got nothing to do with us.
Right.
God.
Read
Slack the other one. I was gonna say, this was in America, but like the brothers and the natives, when they tried to, you know, give them what they showed them how to live off the land, etc. When they couldn't wipe their backside, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And then they turned around and did what, man? Turned around and killed them off, gave them smallpox. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there
And
you have it, man.
God, right.
You know what I mean? We always show them love. And what do we get in return? Hatred, man.
Right.
Mm.
Read.
Khan. Verse 13. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned unto mine own bosom.
So, meaning, what is King David on about? Meaning, when they're sad, he becomes sad.
Mm.
And that's black life in England, America, wherever we are, wherever our oppressor is. It's like we become sad with them. If
God.
the country's down, we're like, what are we gonna do? What can we do? It's like we're not involved, but we think we are, and we give it our all, man.
Right.
Like in the wars, we gave it our all, and it was
Mm.
not for us.
Right.
Read on.
Wow. So like the other one. we've become really needy now on them. That's the, we become really needy on the oppressor, man. That's why he can do whatever he wants with us. He can just, discard us, use us, and discard us at a drop of a hat because he knows that, yeah, they just made us needy. You know what I mean? And we think we need them, but we really don't. But yeah, man. So it's deep, it's
There you
deep.
have it, man.
Mm.
We don't, man. Really don't. But read on.
Khan, verse 14. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother.
And guess
I,
what? That is black people to our
that's
oppressor. Man. We treat him
that's
like a friend, man.
right.
We give him everything, and like
Mm-hmm.
a brother, man. We
Mm.
give our oppressor everything, and regardless of that, he still rewards us evil for good, man.
Right.
Despite what we do for him,
Mm-hmm.
despite what he gets from us, he will always reward us evil for good. Read
That's
on.
Right.
right. Salakia. Um, I bow down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother.
And imagine that, man. When our oppressors sad, we bow down like as if our mothers died, man.
That's right.
And that is black life.
Mm-hmm.
We, you know what I mean? Like, we treat our oppressor like family, like, like we're in some bond with him, and we are not, man. Our
Mm-hmm.
oppressor is not our mother, man. Not our
Yeah.
brother. No, no relations whatsoever, man.
Whatsoever. That's
Right.
right.
And
Mm-hmm.
we give him it all, and he shouldn't get nothing.
Mm.
Our
Yeah.
oppressor shouldn't get anything. Why? Because he's had way too much anyway.
That's
You
right.
got way too much
Mm.
from black people, and you're not getting
Mm.
no more, man. You're not getting no more. Black people risk their lives for England,
Mm.
and you can't even remember them. So you know what?
That's right.
How about you? How about you don't get nothing?
Right.
If you can't remember us, how about you don't
Mm.
get nothing?
God.
Read.
Excuse me. Khan, verse 15. But in my adversity, they rejoiced
And
and
there you have
gathered.
in our adversity, they rejoiced. Meaning, when things were adverse for us, when things were hard, they rejoiced.
Mm.
Meaning,
That's right.
we're sad for you, but when
Mm-hmm.
the tables are turned and we're going through a bad time, you rejoice, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
When
right.
black people are suffering, you rejoice. When black people are getting racially abused in England, you rejoice, man. Reader.
Khan. But in my adversity, they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yea, the objects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not.
There
They
you have
did tear me, and
us like, and it says, I knew it not. What does that mean?
right,
Meaning, he didn't know that they was against him, and that is
that's
the
right.
problem today, man. Black people
Mm.
don't know that we have an enemy, man. We know it not.
Oh, God. Uh-huh.
Even though he's hurting us, abusing us, we don't know
Mhm.
it. To where
Right.
when it's Remembrance Day, a black man thinks black soldiers are involved.
Mm.
He believes it. Why? Because he knows it not, man. He knows
Right.
That's
it not.
right.
We have an enemy, and he's
Mm.
abusing us, and we know it not, man. That is the problem right there. It's one thing
Mm.
to have an enemy. Many people have enemies, but it
Mm.
hurts when you don't know who that enemy is. That
That's
hurts,
Come.
right.
man. You mean,
Mm.
look now, you can research it. Every nation has had an enemy. That's normal. Every nation has had wars and enemies. What to do? But here's the problem: when you don't know you have an enemy, that's a problem, man.
Right.
Meaning your
So that,
enemy,
so that,
it's like your enemy, he's gonna be attacking you, abusing you, and you don't know it because you see him as a friend, man. You don't
Right.
Mhm.
know you're too busy. We are too busy spending our efforts trying to love him, man. And that's the problem. Salak, if someone had something online,
It's, I think it's gone. I think it's just gone away from his desk. A sec.
just up on you had something.
He's not seeing it. I think he's coming back one sec.
Oh, all right, no sweat. But that's the problem, man. We got an enemy, and we knew it not, man. While they hated us, laughed at us, we knew it not, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? Having an enemy, that's fine, man. But at least let's know who the enemy is.
Right.
Who the enemy is. That's how you can fight, man. But if you think he's a friend, you're fighting in World War I, World War II. That's a problem. That oppressor is
Right.
always going to be your enemy, man.
God.
Read on
Um,
15,
uh,
Psalms 35 and 15.
verse 15. But in mine adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew not, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not.
And there, man,
With hypocrites.
okay, because we knew not, they teared us up, man. That's
God.
why it's very key to know that who your enemy is, so that they can't abuse you. And what happened when black people fought in the war, we had an enemy called England, and we knew it not, man.
Right.
That's reader.
With hypocritical mockers in feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth.
And there you go, man. At a feast, they laugh with you or happy with you, but behind that they gnash their teeth, man. They
Right.
angry.
God.
They're angry. You walk down the road as a black man. How you doing? Everything fine. Really, they're gnashing their teeth like this is my
That's right.
country. Go back to where you come from, man. You know what I mean? That's their favorite phrase. Go back to where you come from. You know what I mean? You know
God.
where you come from. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they need us here, man.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like as what the officer Karafi brought out in a history class one time. Many things in England ain't even English. A TT ain't English. That's Indian. All
God.
of the
Right.
food and the vindaloo, none of this is English, man. So you're telling people go back home, but there's nothing English here to begin with, man. Even like Dunlop and the tires. That you mean Oba does not come from England, man. It comes from South America, man.
Right.
From a tree in it. It's the rubber that comes out of a tree. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yorkshire tea. It comes from India. Ain't nothing Yorkshire about
Right.
this.
Right.
That maybe it should be called sing tea or something like desi tea.
God.
Something else.
Right.
Chicken tikkas and Indian dish.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All of England's like big plates or like a dish. It's not English, man. The fish and chips that come from Denmark.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Kebab is from where again?
From Turkey, sir.
It's from Turkey. So a lot of time people go back home, but nothing in England is English. Even
Right.
the potatoes, those come from South America. Potatoes ain't even English. You know what I mean? So it's funny how they love to tell people go back home when this country is built off other countries.
Right.
That's right.
They will say something like that. But that's the class. I'm gonna hand it over to priest and officer of 5,000 Karafia.
Okay, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohanna. Rule for a new brother and sister. The new brother and sister come to school. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves on the world. If they need transportation, whatsoever amount you like, upcoming holy convocations Purim, or I can see the board in the hallway, and if anyone wants to make sure you can school start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, a headscarf, and with that, I mad them. How about show me how Shabbat thought? How Shema al thought about Shemi al Shai? Class dismissed.